because I accidentally killed the other ones. Spit on me.
That's an interesting little quote. You'd almost think that it's that it's like a professional setup. Thank you, KnightRiderJade, for doing this interview. You are episode 2, and thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited. You're excited. I'm excited. So I'm gonna jump right in to the basic questions that you were probably expecting, being interviewed about yourself, but also by a Twitch streamer, about Twitch streaming. So we'll start with KnightRiderJade. Where did the name come from, KnightRiderJade?
That's a good question. Honestly, I think growing up I had a really hard time coming up with a gamer tag. But my last name is Ryder, so I went with Ryder. And the Jade got added to the end on Twitch because Knight Rider was already taken. So
gotcha. So your last name's Ryder, and it was just a natural. Okay, so Knight Rider.
Together. Yeah.
But not Knight Rider like.
Not like Knight Rider like the movie or the comic.
Yeah.
No. Everybody always says that in chat. Like people react to my name, and I actually hate Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
Really
okay, but wait, but the original Knight Rider wasn't like the comic, right? It was the like Harrison Ford movie or whatever, right? Like, or not Harrison Ford.
That one.
Not Harrison Ford. Shit. What am I thinking of? With Kit, the car, the robot car, or whatever. His name is Kit. Knight Rider. You're thinking of like Ghost Rider or whatever, right? Like.
Oh, I am thinking of Ghost Rider.
Yeah. So you've been hating on those Twitch chatters.
I just have such a passionate hatred of Nicolas Cage that it was all I can think of.
And anything with Ryder on it has just been ruined by Nicolas Cage.
Name.
Your own name has just been like, fuck Nicolas Cage. Okay. And Jade, because Jade's in your name as well?
Jade, because my first name is Jade.
Jade. Yes. Okay. All right. Just saying. All right. So question number 2 I had in my little like pre-prep list here is how the ever-loving God do you stream and also have 3 children? How?
It's been getting harder and harder now that they're able to open doors and are potty training.
Yeah.
There's been a few times where they've interrupted the stream to say that they have a poopy.
I saw a clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I try to make sure that they're well in bed before I start my stream. And my husband is also very good about being on alert when I start my stream.
Gotcha. So you have a pre-made you have a deal going where he respects the fact like, okay, yeah, I'll be in like super dad mode during this time. Just yeah. I get it.
He's very good about that.
So similarly, same deal for me, by the way. Non-stream nights, I'm on duty if like bedtime goes bad, because I know that stream nights, if bedtime goes bad, she's got to take over. So I get it 100%. But one kid. I do not know how you do it with 3. That's crazy.
Well, the newest one is actually really nice. She's super chill. It's the other 2 that are crazy.
Yeah, well, and they just have more capability to be crazy, right? Like they can't be swaddled. Okay, so your first stream, if my research is correct, was, and you see how I look at the camera. I told you not to, but that's what I do apparently. Was Saturday, January 16th, 2021.
Sounds accurate.
So January of last year. Mm-hmm. All right. So just generally speaking, what do you think about streaming? What did you think when you started January of last year, and what do you think now? It's March now, just for the sake of anyone watching this, it's March of 2022. So what do you think? And obviously you had a hiatus because you just recently had another kid. But what do you think what did you think then, and what do you think now?
Well, I initially started streaming because I have a really hard time making friends in real life. Um, it's just, I'm very professional at work. I try not to take my work home and I don't go out. What with the whole being a gamer, I don't, it's my, most of my time is spent indoors playing video games. So I thought that streaming would be a good idea to kind of put myself out there and meet people. And
Yeah, how did you even meet your husband as a like, closet case gamer?
I met him at work.
Ah,
The
the
only
one
place I
place.
went.
The
Yeah.
one place. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
But that was the first thing that brought us together was gaming. So it was lucky that we managed to find each other at work.
Because that's the first question, right? Like once you start to get to know someone at work, is like, hey, so what do you do? Like, what do you do for fun? And you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I play video game. Like, I got
But I think over the course of the last year and kind of streaming, I think I've gone through phases of like I work for business, like I do business. I work in retail, but my specific job is very focused on numbers and driving certain things. Um, so I looked into that. Like I've gone through phases where I'm like, oh no, my viewers drop or this
you.
and
Mhm.
that. But really,
Yeah.
like at this point, I've come to a really good spot and just been happy with the fact that I've met so many people over the last year and made friends with so many people that I never would have met. And I think about like how random the chance that we happen to meet each other. Like I the two or there's three people that just are no, I think all of them are just completely random because it's either they rated me or I rated them. They just happened to search for that specific game at that
Yeah.
specific time and found each other. And that could have just not happened. But now we're really good friends and it's so great. And so now I just kind of think of streaming as just a really good place to hang out with people.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I think that similarly, my idea in that way is the same now as it was then. It was just like, hey, let's play with people. Let's play games. Let's find people that are like minded and kick the people out that aren't. And then you realize there aren't that many people to kick out. Everyone's pretty
Yeah.
chill.
Honestly, there has not been that very many bad experiences, and most of the people that are weird or bad kind of see themselves out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't have fun.
Mm-mm.
And if you're not playing their game, they don't have fun. I guess I kind of skipped over this part, but one of the things I do, I want to do going forward and now is have everyone that comes on this show pick their drink of choice. You're not drinking at the moment or a big drinker, generally. So Dr. Pepper was your choice, which is actually kind of funny because Jed's drink was a Bimini. And do you know what a Bimini is?
I do not know what a Bemini is.
A Bimini is rum and Dr. Pepper. And I thought it was just rum and soda, and he just chose Dr. Pepper, but it is straight up rum and Dr. Pepper. That's the Bimini drink. I looked it up. But it's just crazy that my first two episodes both involve Dr. Pepper, and I haven't had Dr. Pepper in probably 10 years before these two streams, or these two episodes. So that's tonight. Jade is drinking her Dr. Pepper, and I am drinking Dr. Pepper as well, but I have added some Fireball whiskey to make things interesting for myself. So
Change it up.
some cinnamon whiskey. Okay. So you also, just a little plug for yourself, stream a lot of different games of the list that I've looked through. So Overwatch, Terraria, Sims, WoW, The Forest, Hitman, Guild Wars, plenty of others. I think Fallout, or at least you listed Fallout, but I didn't see very much Fallout on there. But maybe it's just because the list I was looking at was in a certain time frame. But Dark Souls is at the top of that list. And I want to ask you about that. So between Dark Souls 2 and 3, I think you have 89 streamed hours from the last year, from the last 365 days. Another 22 for Elden Ring, which is, almost the same category, right? So given that this is a very unforgiving game, and I've watched your stream enough to know that like you're learning on the fly. Like you're going with it. Like neither one of us are professional gamers. Why
Oh,
why Dark Souls? Why Dark Souls?
So I started out just being a variety streamer and just trying out games that I've heard are good or games that I enjoy playing. But I believe my husband, uh, he's tried to get me to play Dark Souls many, many times. Um, and it always was too hard for me. It was just, I would hit a wall and then I would want to break my controller and give up. And I did a lot of times. But somehow, when I started streaming it, it was different. And I don't know, I think it was just that I had so many people watching me that I felt like I had to keep trying.
Did it make you focus a little or something?
Yeah. And then streaming those games has been so great because you get so many different opinions, and the Dark Souls community is so welcoming as well. Just random people that I've never seen before just finding my channel through searching for Dark Souls, and they pop in my chat and they're like, "Oh, you're in this area. I love that area. You found this hidden chest that's behind this wall you have to roll into?" And I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't find that." And they lead me to it, and it's great. And there's other people who are like, "Oh, do you want me to help?" And that one's like, "Okay, no, I'm trying to do this by myself." But thanks. But they're so nice, and I think that it made me a better player just of games in general because I had to learn how to, as they would say it, get good.
Yeah.
I had to learn the mechanics of the game more than I've ever had to in any other game because I could kind of just find a workaround everywhere else. But running into a wall so many times and then finally being able to beat something is like a feeling that I didn't get from games before. Like I've always loved video games, but with these, just it's such a high when you're able to finally overcome that obstacle.
Yeah.
And
I know exactly.
Now when I'm playing other games, like I love The Sims. I love it so much.
Yeah.
But now I go back to play The Sims and there's nothing there.
There's no wall. There's like,
nothing.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm like, well, my sim went and tried to drown in the pool while it's freezing outside again.
I don't give a shit. Okay. Yeah.
But I've managed to make myself kind of a Dark Soulsborne streamer.
Yeah, I mean so Dark Souls is definitely like as far as like your hour stream list, Dark Souls definitely is your top game, or 2 and 3, and I think 3 maybe is the top one.
1 and 3 I have started 2, and then Elden Ring, like you said.
Yeah. Oh, is it 1 and 3, not 2 and 3?
It's 1 and 3, yes.
It's 1 and 3. Okay.
I actually finished.
Gotcha. So on that topic though, have you always played games? Like, did you grow up playing video games?
Yeah, my dad and stepdad were both really, really into video games growing up, so I've always played video games. My first console that was actually mine wasn't until PS4 when I was in high school, but I always played on their consoles. I mean, if you count handheld, I had a Game Boy, and I had...
What was your game back then? That's awesome that you had a Game Boy, because that dates you a little bit. And I had a Game Boy as well. I'm actually surprised you had a Game Boy because you're significantly younger than me.
It was a Game Boy Advance color.
Oh, okay. That's not a Game Boy. Okay, that's not a Game Boy.
Oh, all right.
I
also had the black and white one. Technically, it was a hand-me-down.
Oh, okay, like the big one,
the big bulky one, like
big gray one, like flat. This. Like it was like this. It was like like super thick.
It was pretty thick. It was the cool one though because it had the clear plastic, so you can see all the innards.
And yeah. I think I can picture what you're saying. Cool. Yeah.
The only game I played on that one was Winnie the Pooh. So.
Well, what was your like growing up game? Because she said you were playing like PlayStations and stuff that your dad and stepdad had. But what was your?
I remember on the Game Boy, I played Spyro to the end of time, but I never got anywhere. I never beat that game because I would always hand it to my dad and say like, it's too hard. I could never figure out the like double jump you have to do with Spyro to get him to to float.
I never played, but I know what it is.
Yeah, I got so frustrated and I'd hand it to my dad, but I thank my dad for this. He would always tell me, no. Like, if you're mad, then put it down, but I'm not going to do it for you.
That's the wall.
Yeah,
That's
that was
the
my
wall.
first
It's
wall.
like it's all coming back. You're like, oh, okay, this is satisfying like my childhood teachings and
Yeah.
like what was beaten into me as a child. Like, no, I'm gonna beat this boss.
Yeah.
Okay,
But,
that makes a little
I
sense.
mean, after the Game Boy, the first game that I like really, really got into was probably when I mean, it was close to release. When I was in elementary school, was World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
So
my whole family played that.
and I know we could spend half an hour on World of Warcraft, but just a little bit, because I was a WoW player for a while too, but not at the beginning. So you would have been playing before me. Just a real quick, like, how'd you start playing, and what was your main class?
Um, I started playing because my stepdad was really into it. He actually had played like Warcraft, so he was super hyped for the actual MMO to come out.
He was into like the lore and stuff,
Yeah, maybe.
or no? Just
I don't know.
just hype generally
He
as a
is
gamer.
now. I don't think he was at the beginning.
Okay.
But I believe I started out. I usually tried to stay away from enemies. I was really scared, so I would always play like a mage.
Gotcha.
And then when I came back to it later and actually played and did raids and stuff like that as an adult, my main was a fire mage.
Gotcha. Not ice, but fire. Okay.
Yeah, Dark Souls was the first game where I actually got up close and personal with the enemies.
Well, and I respect that. I'm the same way in games. Like, I always pick like the archer class. You know what I mean? Like, it always feels like, why would I want to be
Archer,
close?
the sorcerer, or something.
Yeah, I'd rather be wily. I'd rather be the glass cannon class. So here's a question that you may have gotten before, but I think is pertinent, which is, given the Twitch landscape and what it looks like, and you'll know what I mean when I finish this question. Have you ever been tempted? And I'm glad that you're not one of these people, but it's just a question I want to ask. Have you ever been tempted to exploit your femininity for views and growth? You know what I'm saying? Have you ever?
I know what you're saying, and
Because you see that. You see people with no gaming talent, with no personality, and 500 viewers, and you're like, what is this?
No, I look at that and I respect like the people that are super big, that are just making money, like making a living off of this.
Yeah.
I respect that they saw a business opportunity and went for it, and honestly, they're having a good life. I could never do that myself, just because I wouldn't want to do that for myself. Like, even more so because I have a family and everything. But I want people to like me because they like me, and watch me because they actually enjoy being there and interacting with me. I don't want them to just be there because they think I look nice.
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, can you imagine moderating that type of
Yeah,
chat?
I couldn't imagine. Like, right now, I've had, probably a handful of interactions that have been really weird.
Yeah. So
But
glad I'm not a girl. I'm so glad I'm not a
I
girl
couldn't imagine that being
in this
like
world.
every other comment.
Yeah. I mean, I again, I wanted to preface that by saying I get it 100%. I'm with you in your decisions, but it has to be something that's you've like thought of before while looking at some person on Twitch and been like, I mean, that's some money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I'll look at what they recommend. The recommendations have actually gotten better over the last few months, but it always used to show me just whatever was the top streamer, and it would show Amaranth all the time. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But somebody that I think does a really good job of actually just being a good personality. I don't personally watch her all that often or much at all, but Pokimane does a really good job of just, her personality is why people stay for the most part.
Yeah, she keeps it pretty PG and chill. Yeah. She's still got the cutesy, attitude or whatever. But I heard Amaranth say something one time. where she was like, it was like a clip on YouTube where she was just like railing on someone, and she goes, "I make more than porn stars and strippers. Like they make good money. Like you say stripper, but strippers make, can make $1,000 a night. You know what I mean? And porn stars can make, big ones can make good money, but she makes. I mean, she's probably a millionaire.
Yeah.
Um, so again, I agree with you when you're like, you respect the business savvy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, all right, you're playing the game, but anyway, I just thought that was a funny thing that she said when she was like, I make more than any porn star you can name. I was just like, and I don't get naked or have sex with people. I was just like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's a
all right,
way better gig, I would
yeah,
say.
that's a way better gig. So I'm assuming that you're treating Twitch the same way I am, but I wanted to ask, like, do you have any like 5 or 10 year best scenario aspirations for this? Like, what I view as a side hustle. I assume you kind of view it as just a fun side hustle too, but just
Yeah. I was actually doing more editing even just today. My I don't know that I have much of a 5 year or 10 year plan or anything like that.
not a plan,
But
just just like
yeah, just like a rough landscape
yeah.
is just when I have the free time, because my job does take a lot and the kids take a lot, and also making sure the husband gets time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to push out content in other forms like TikTok, and um, I'm going to try to do YouTube. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, let me help any way I can. I am not a pro by a mile, but I have at least been messing around with YouTube for like 2 years now.
Far
So
more experience than me.
please hit me up. I don't know everything, but I know some things, and I can at least tell you some of the things that I wish I would have done differently. And I just started TikTok actually. I just started my goal is just post a clip a day because I have a bunch of backlogged
Wow,
clips.
clip a day.
Well, I'll run out quick, right? But that's the goal right now, just to do it, right? Because I found and I'll send you this. I found a website. It's free, and it will take a clip and it'll cut it down to like TikTok size, and you can select where your face is and it on the clip, and it'll like move you up, and so then you select the content you want in the clip, and then it'll make like a TikTok size thing basically, and for just easy posting. So I'm just saying, I'm in the same place as you where I
That
was
makes it
like,
easier to do one a day.
yeah, you just go to the website, find a clip, you literally just put the clip link in there, and it like pulls it up and does all the rest for you. So anyway, we can talk about that later. So I have a couple more questions, and then I have a fun thing that I want to do. So
Okay.
who would you consider your biggest influence as far as, and maybe it's nobody, but as far as streamers go, that you're like, man, they're doing this exactly how I think I would love to be doing this?
Um,
If anyone.
I think the streamer that I've found like the most, I'm not sure that I would want to do it exactly like he does it, but I've found the most inspiration from is Ludwig. Um, I think
Respect. Yeah.
it's really cool how he's like made it so easy for himself, because he makes his streams centered around content for his YouTube channel, and so he's not doing double work.
Yeah.
And just the way that he's been able to, he's very business savvy. Um, and I think there's some people that don't give him enough credit for that, but he knows what he's doing. And I think he even did a video about like starting from scratch and pretending like he didn't know anybody and seeing if he could get a YouTube channel going.
I
And he
saw that
did.
video. I
Yeah.
saw that video, yeah. And
Uh,
he went and to like Miskiff or whatever's, or
yeah,
someone
he like promoted himself.
yeah, he like waited till
Yeah.
it was at a lull, and then he put a video, he did like a $50 dono with like a video link, and then the guy watched it on stream, and then yeah, it was like a whole thing, and like he was able to get like a channel going from scratch.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, he has a lot of great ideas, and I think that if I were gonna take this and make it what I do, he's got a lot of good ideas out there that I would definitely be using.
You'd at least want to emulate some of like his strategies
Yeah.
that got him big. I can respect that. I actually, man, I wanted to. You know what I love about that guy is I watched enough videos of him that I found out he used to do stand up. Like he tried, right? He like would do like open mics. I think. Like I watched him. I've seen clips of him doing like stand up at different like outdoor things and stuff. And I think that type of thing really made him prepared for something as low stress as streaming and being on internet personality. Because can you imagine the stress of
I could
walking out?
never do a live crowd like that. There's
Can
no
you
way.
imagine?
No.
Like, so this is nothing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like being,
Even YouTube content, like I feel like there's a hurdle to get over of like editing that and feeling good about it. But the fact that you could pre-record it and know exactly what it's going to look like, and streaming, like you start out with one viewer, like
yeah,
if you're lucky.
yeah,
um, so it's a lot less like way less stress.
absolutely. And I think that type of personality that can do something like that, like, but anyway, enough about Ludwig. He doesn't need us.
Yeah, he doesn't need more promotion.
He does not need it at all. Screw Ludwig, like an asshole. Um, so, all right, and then one last of my default, interview questions here, which is that given everything you've experienced, there's a little Knight Rider out there right now who's she's only got 2 kids. All right, she's just a youngin, and she is about to start streaming, or he. What's the one piece of advice you'd give that person that you didn't have?
I mean, there's a few things that you watch any YouTube video, they're going to tell you, but it doesn't matter how many times you hear it. It doesn't really, you have to be there to kind of actually get it. And just rewatching your videos to see what you're doing wrong. The biggest thing that I think most people, when they first start out, don't do is if there's nobody there, they don't talk. And you don't know who's watching you. There are so many people it doesn't show up as a viewer, or it does and they don't join the chat. Like, just because you don't have chatters doesn't mean that people aren't watching, and or even that are hovering over your screen. And if they just see somebody just sitting there with a controller having no emotion, they're not going to click on your Twitch stream. And so I think it's super important you do a great job of this, Drinky. Like, you're constantly talking about something, and I aspire to be as good as you are at doing
Just
that.
talking nonsense.
Just talking nonsense, because it's better that you're talking about something. Because I know when I watch streams, I'm not always actively watching it. Like, I'm doing other things. It's on my second monitor. So just listening to them is what you want to be doing. But if you're not saying anything, then why would I listen to you?
Yeah.
And so I think
yeah.
that's
Sorry.
the biggest thing, is make sure that you're talking about something. It doesn't have to make sense. You talk about donuts for 30 minutes. You're talking about something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many times have you logged into someone's stream? Maybe you're looking to raid someone. Maybe you're just bored, and it's just quiet and staring at the screen.
Yeah. And I really, like, as a fellow streamer who's been in that scenario, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I want them to, like, open up. And so I'll talk to them in chat. And that's the second thing, is you're not looking at your chat. And I know if you're not used to having viewers, it takes a second for you to react. But there's so many people that just don't look at their chat, or they look over and it's been like 5 minutes and they're like, oh, hi. And that's it. They don't interact with the chat. They just say hi. They're not like, oh, how'd you find me? Or anything like that. And I think that's the second most important thing, is make sure when you have somebody that has opened up enough to talk to you, that you try to keep them there as much as you can.
Absolutely. You should treat, like, especially like right when you're starting. I remember, like,
everybody should be a star.
God, yeah, seeing a new name was just like, hi. Do you want to come over to my house? I want you to be my friend. Absolutely. No, wow, that's two perfect things. Yeah. I in fact, it's funny. You just reminded me. little side story about you meeting me, which was you raided me one night, and I had I think 47 followers at the time. I was trying to get to 50. I thought I was going to get there that night, but it was a slow night. I was playing Terraria, and you raided me, and you guys pushed me over 50, which pushed me to affiliate, which is why you have a special place in my heart. You know this though, because
Oh yes.
I've I've beaten this dead horse so many times. But here's what I did. I went back because I wanted to know what I did right. So I'm on the Knight Rider good list right now because I'm doing what you said. I'm rewatching my streams. I'm seeing what, how I did. But I rewatched and went and watched the end of your stream and watched you scroll down and looked for someone to raid and tried to make note of what made you pick me. So it was two things. It was that I had a green screen and you were like, this guy's got a good setup. You said something like, why does he only have, but this doesn't make sense. Why does he only have this many viewers? He goes, but I guess, and then you go, but I guess green screen's not that expensive. and then you rated. But ever since then, you taught me, that was the first time I'd done that I go and I check people when they raid me and I see what made them choose. And I try to stand out in that way. So thank you.
That's another great thing. I would say that's probably number 3. Like if you get rated, like you should make sure to check out that person's channel just regardless. But check out what made them choose you, because there's any number of reasons that you stood out, and like from every single moment, like why did they pick you on the page that they were scrolling through? Why did they pick you? Why did they stay on your page? And yeah, I stuck around because you actually were interacting with your viewers and you looked like you were having a good time. Seemed like a nice person.
So the other part of that story is you tried to raid someone right before that. It was just some random guy and he was playing Terraria, and because I think you were coincidentally playing Terraria, which I don't think you've played much at all.
But I forgot that I tried to raid somebody else too.
Yeah, and it was some guy, and I remember you saying, and I didn't even know it was a thing. You're like, well, let's see if they respond, and you're like, because some people just play videos. They just play videos on Twitch just to try to get followers without actually being live. They're just playing a video. And I was like, I didn't know people did that. And I was like, that was one of the things. And the guy never responded to you. He never did. And you just left. And so when you were giving your advice right there, I was just like, yeah, I watched her do that. Yeah. So I have another segment I want to move on to, but first I want to ask you a question about Tom. So is he still thinking of starting to stream more often, or did he fall away from it? And does he want to come on camera if he's sitting in the room listening, or is he away?
He did just walk out of the room. He snuck over. He went crouch mode.
Gotcha.
But I'll text him to see if he'll show up. Maybe
it's up to you. I mean, this is your segment. This is your segment. I just wanted to ask him. I want to ask you about him streaming.
He'll be so happy that he got mentioned.
But I know that when when we first met, he was planning on starting to stream some too, and then he did a little bit, and then I didn't see him around much. So. Hey. So I was just asking Jade. I know that when Jade and I first met, you also were starting to stream a little bit, and then I haven't seen you on much since then. So I wanted to know your thoughts on streaming and if you plan to.
So I think that it's super fun for Jade to stream, and I really enjoy watching her stream, and I never know where to look, as you can see. Even if I'm talking to my friends on Discord or something like that, I never know where to look. But I really like it. I think that it's fun, and I enjoyed the times that I've done stream takeovers for Jade, and the time that we spent all the time editing her UI to cross out her name and everything like that. I thought that was a super fun time. As far as me streaming, I always think about it.
I sense a big butt coming. But...
Yeah, as far as me streaming, I just think about it, and I'll be sitting there playing Elden Ring and be like, it would be a cool idea is if I stream this, doing this, be like, what's faster if I just go do it?
Yeah.
So
it's just not something that's really that intriguing.
I don't have like the nothing's grabbed me yet. Like for Jade, it's like her grab was like a way that she could reach out and make friends and have like
the social aspect and everything.
Yeah. And for me, I'm just like, I barely talk to my regular friends. So yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So for you, it's just like I don't know you. I don't want to talk to you. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't mind people coming in and saying, "Hey." And
I mean, you could come in and talk, but just stay quiet, sit in the corner, and you can. If you want to watch, like, there's no need for you to interact with me. You can just keep your mouth shut. All right, gotcha.
And then the other thing is like the only times I feel like, oh, I feel like I might stream, and Jade's like, oh, I'm streaming tonight. I'm like, oh, that's right. All right, well, never mind.
I guess it would be hard to like. Someone needs to be on duty. Right. So you guys would have to do some alternating thing, or just put the cribs in the background so that your stream can tell you if something's going wrong. Yeah, that would be awkward. Mm-hmm. That would be awkward. Okay. Well, I had to know, okay, because Magikarp Tom hadn't been around in a while, and I just
follow at Magikarp Tom everywhere, including Twitch, and that's about it.
I will add it. If Jade approves. I will add it to the socials list I'm going to put on the YouTube video. So.
Maybe eventually one of these days, if you follow me, you'll get that notification that's like, it's time. And then
absolutely. I know that I'm followed. So I'm always paying attention to that. When I see like Choco Taco and, the other big Shroud or something, I always just swipe them to the side. I don't even know why I follow them because I never actually go to the stream. But if I see Jade or Magikarp Tom or someone else that's, actually around me, I 100% log in. So definitely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for taking off work to come.
Oh yeah. Hey, do you want a creme brulee? I'll make you a creme brulee. Oh. Okay. Bye.
Are you talking to me?
No, Jade.
All right. I was about to put my address on YouTube. Okay. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I truly didn't know his answer. So
you didn't know?
I didn't know his answer.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you guys should bond more so that you know your husband. All right. So this is the next segment. So this is a timed 10 questions. All right. You have 1 minute to answer these 10 questions. I will say them as quickly as possible.
Okay.
All right. If you answer all 10 questions in under a minute, then you get 10 gifted subs on your next stream, or the next stream that I am able to log into, but probably your next stream. You can pass any question, but for each question you pass, you get -1 gifted sub. Okay. So it's basically like you don't get the credit for the question and you get a negative. So does that make sense? So if you did, let's say 9 and you passed 1, that would be 8 gifted subs, if that makes sense. I'm trying to perfect this. Okay. Last time with Jed, I screwed it up royally. I said,
sounds like you already got it down.
Well, with Jed, I didn't time it out. I made it 30 seconds and we didn't even get through the questions in time at all. It didn't work. So I ended up just giving him 5 gifted subs just for participating. But it will be timed. So the goal of this is you don't think, you just answer, right? Okay. I mean, you think, but you get what I'm saying. All right. So I will obviously add a clock in post. I'll add a timer, but I'm going to time it myself right now. So it's not going to pop up for you.
Okay.
And I forgot, there's a segment right before this. So now that you're prepped for this, hold on, time out. I'm going to show you a video.
All right.
I'm going to show you a video real quick. So this is from your stream, and I just want to get when you watch it, and then your thoughts on it. It's a little clip. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, nope, it's not live. Here we go. Oh, nice.
Oh, it's even warm.
All right, while you enjoy your creme brulee, fancy lady, let me know what was going on here.
Because I accidentally killed the other ones. Spit on me.
Okay, so that's an interesting little quote. So what was going on in Dark Souls? Or no, is it Elden Ring?
No, that was Dark Souls.
Dark
Yeah,
Souls.
that was the original Dark Souls. So that clip, that I immediately know what that is. So, to preface this, I wasn't just
I
saying
love prefaces. I
what
love
said.
prefaces.
In order to get to the next area, you have to be either cursed in order to fight ghosts,
Mhm.
or you have to have a holy weapon in order to kill them. Otherwise, you cannot do damage to them at all. They just do
Okay.
damage to you.
Okay.
So, in that area, you can get cursed by what those enemies spit. So I walked up to the enemy. He doesn't actually attack you besides spitting a curse on you. So I walked up to the enemy and I said, "Spit on me."
Gotcha.
And then immediately afterwards, I was like, "Oh no,
It's
what have I
perfect.
done?"
I love the audio, and as a gift, I have isolated the audio, made a file, and I've just sent it to you in Discord. And I think that you should make just that little bit, just the spit on me audio. I think you should make it a redeem, like maybe
That
even
would
a
be perfect.
bits redeem.
I
So
love it.
if you don't use it, I will not be offended. But I just sent it to you. That's just a little side segment that I wanted to do. So now we can move on to the questions. I'm still getting the flow of this down. Okay, I'm gonna get better at it. So 1 minute, 10 questions. If you get through them all in 1 minute, then you get a gifted sub.
I need to take my cardigan off for this.
Do it. Yeah. Oh, and let's see that tattoo now that you've shown it. I did not know about it. It's a little blurry for me. It won't be on the thing, but what is it?
It goes all the way to my armpit. This is Artorias. He is the knight that walked into the abyss in Dark Souls, and you fight him in the DLC.
Wow. You have a badass tattoo on your arm from Dark Souls lore. I was underestimating how much.
I thought this. I'm super into lore, so I already knew about this character well before I fought him. But I fought him in February and actually beat him because I told myself, I was like, I kind of want him as a tattoo. I knew I wanted a Dark Souls tattoo, but I was like, I can't get a tattoo of somebody I've never fought. And
Yeah.
So I beat him in February. Yeah. And then I got the tattoo. Honestly, I think it might have been the end of February. I don't even think it was March yet.
Wow.
But I knew because he's a really cool looking character. And his lore, if anybody who's watching is interested in lore, he has the greatest story, I think, in Dark Souls.
Well, give us the cliff notes.
Well, the cliff notes. Okay. So there's 4 knights that are, or 4, I guess you would call them knights, that are like part of Gwyn, the god, his inner circle. They're like the best of the best. And he was so good that he was sent to walk into the abyss, which normally you would fight from the outside of the abyss and kind of fend it off. Because if you fight it for too long, you might fall to it and basically go crazy, lose yourself. But he was so good of a warrior, they trusted that he would never fall to the abyss. So they sent him into it to fight it from within. And mighty warrior he was not able to resist the abyss. He eventually fell, but before he fell, he had his loyal dog with him, Sif, and his last thing before he fell to the abyss was to save Sif. And he left his great shield in front of Sif, and you find it in the game. And he saved Sif right before he fell to the abyss.
And what happened to Sif?
You have to fight Sif because Sif is protecting Artorias' grave. There's an item you need there. But Sif, as well, was protecting Artorias to the very end and won't let you take anything from his grave, won't let you touch it because That's all Sif wants, is to protect their owner.
That's sweet. That hits home as
Sif
a
is
dog
the
owner.
goodest boy or girl we actually don't know.
Do you have a dog or a cat?
I don't. I've had dogs growing up, but I don't have one right now.
Yeah, I was a dog person too. Fuck cats. Okay. So 10 questions.
Okay.
All right. I love the tattoo, by the way. Okay. All right, here we go. Timer starts right when I start the question. Good luck. And again, it is 10 gifted subs if you make it all the way through, minus 1 for each question that you pass on. Okay. And you don't get credit. So it's actually, I guess it's just basically minus 2 for each question you pass on. Okay. And what's your favorite movie?
Lord of the Rings?
Which would win in a fight, tiger or silverback gorilla?
Tiger.
For hot dogs, ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
What is your greatest strength as a streamer?
Dying.
What is your greatest... What are there more of in the world, doors or wheels?
Doors?
Something your husband does that drives you insane.
He snores a lot.
You are currently at 171 followers and growing. What do you want your numbers to be at the end of the year?
250.
What is your biggest guilty pleasure TV show?
Riverdale.
What is your greatest weakness as a streamer?
Stopping talking to people.
If you end up super famous, which one streamer from your early days will you frequently raid?
Always Drinky.
56 seconds. Okay. You didn't pass at all, so 10 gifted subs on your next stream.
I honestly almost passed on the movie.
Really? Because you're like the first one. Yeah. Well, because you need to be warmed up, and your quick response needs to be warmed up before you can access old movies and remember. I get that 100%. And by the way, just for anyone watching, I do this with each person, but she did not know that she's not doing this because I was gonna do 10 gifts. She didn't know the 10 gifted sub thing was gonna happen. So I'm not paying people to do these.
I haven't been paid off. Also, I didn't know any of the questions. I don't know if they're the same. I assume they're the same.
They're not the same. They're not the same. You got completely unique questions. Jed, you'll have to watch the video for Jed's. One of the questions for Jed that I threw in. The idea is to throw in a couple doozies after a couple easy ones, right? So you're in like the quick response mode, and you get like yours wasn't that bad. Yours was basically like the husband insane one and the weakness one. Like that's not bad, right?
Yeah.
But Jed's was right in the middle. Was what's your favorite category on Pornhub? And he went with it. He answered.
Did he say it, or did he pass?
Yeah. You gotta watch. You'll have to watch. I don't want to, because I'm not gonna cut any of the interview, right? So if I say it now,
you gotta watch. You gotta watch, guys.
Actually, this will come out second, so I think I can say it. So he goes, siblings. And I could barely read the next question.
Oh no!
I was just like, I did not expect it. I don't know what I expected, but I did not expect that. But like, so that's it for my prepared questions. But just generally talking to you, because it's not like we've seen each other online 1,000 times, but it's not like we ever get to chat. So this is super nice.
Yeah.
How are you? And I guess this should be like the question at the very start. How are you? Like, how is your family? How's the new baby?
They're good. Okay, so oldest is 3, middle is 2, youngest is 3 months. So it's a great stage for all of them. Yeah. The youngest is, like I said, she's super chill and like low maintenance, barely ever cries except for when she's hungry. The other 2 are finding really innovative ways to get into stuff. I woke up one morning and they had opened all the bananas and spread them across the house. So
It's funny that you said
that's great.
opened the. You know what's funny about that? You said opened the bananas. You didn't say like peeled the bananas. They're all open. All the bananas
They were.
are open.
There was peels everywhere. There was
They've been
bananas
opened
everywhere.
and placed. Okay. So, but do you think that's a rebellious thing, or think it's just a coming of age, growing up thing? Like,
No, they just want what they want. They wanted bananas. They really like them.
but they didn't eat them. They spread them around the house, or was it just peels around the house and then the bananas were eaten?
Most of the bananas were at least a quarter eaten.
And then it was just set down. Like it was just, I'm done with this.
Maybe they got too mushy. They didn't like
Now
it.
it's by the bathroom sink. I'm done with this. Okay.
I want a box of diapers. Who knows?
Yeah. I get that 100%. And when did your 3-year-old turn 3?
She turned 3 in December, so she's
gotcha.
3.5.
Okay, so mine turned 3 in February, so mine's just a little bit younger. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And how is that going with? I mean, one is still wild at 3.
I mean, it's cake compared to you. I don't even want to. I don't even want to tell a story after you talk about having a 3, a 2, and a 3-month. But yeah, we're good. I mean, I work from home, and our daycare is 5 minutes away. You know what I mean? So it's like I drop him off. I work. Bethany picks him up on the way home. She says hi, by the way. Before I started the interview, she's like, "Tell Jade I said hey." So I can't complain. I mean, I know that everyone's hardships are their own and they're relative to their situation, right? So people find things to complain about, but I don't feel like I have the ground to stand on when it comes to complaints. I really can't complain. Like our life is pretty chill right now.
That's good.
It is like, but I'm trying to grow a stream too, at night while everyone's sleeping, and to figure out TikTok. And I feel like an old man on TikTok because I don't like it, and it's just a bunch of crazy, like 16-year-olds doing crazy shit.
I wish I could say that I could help you with TikTok, but I'm still trying to understand it myself. And I did try. I tried one trend because I saw it and I was like, that would be. I thought of an idea and I was like, that I could do that. I'm really trying to figure out how I could apply what I do to some of these trends, and it's really hard. But that one, oh my gosh, I don't know how long I spent filming the same, not even 2 seconds of trying to.
What was the trend?
So the trend is like you have somebody, but it's yourself, choking you. Like they put you into a choke, and then it like swings to them, which is then again, it's supposed to be they're choking you, but then it swings to them, and it's both times it's you.
Gotcha.
But my idea for that was who was choking me was the boss I had a really hard time with, and so I think I did a really good job on the transition, but trying to make it not look stupid, like so stupid, when I was choking myself.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Doesn't it make you appreciate actors?
Yeah.
You're like you watch them on TV. You're like, yeah, it's so hard to act angry. It's so hard to act sad. And then you like try to do one small TikTok, and you're like, this is fucking impossible.
It is. I would look at I would film. I got to the point where I would film like 5 in a row and then rewatch them to see if any of them were good. And I'd be like, oh, I look so weird in this one, or I look like I'm acting, or why am I looking at the screen? Something every time.
Yeah. Well, you're already ahead of me because I have no. I wouldn't even know how to start with like a trend like that where you're trying to do like a quick swipe around to the person choking you and stuff. But I did post my first TikTok, which wasn't a clip, and it was a with a effect. I sound so old. And it was the one where it guesses your age.
Oh.
And it said 19. So apparently I am science says 19 looking. So I got that going for me.
You're legal, but I hate to break it to you, you're not of drinking age.
Yeah, I know that this was just Dr. Pepper, so it's all good. This wasn't a big drinking chat, you know. So it's all good. And by the way, do you are you not drinking at the moment, or are you just not a big drinker at all?
I'm just not really a big drinker in general.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know, baby and stuff. Sometimes that affects it too. So, well, Jade, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you taking the time. I can't stress enough how impressive it is that you do all that you do with 3 kids and a husband, which is basically just a big kid that babysits sometimes, and also made the time to come on a random Sunday night and have a chat with me for some YouTube channel that may or may not succeed in the long run. And I really, 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 really appreciate you coming in and chatting with me.
I am so grateful that you thought of me to be your first person that wasn't somebody that you actually know in real life. Like that's a huge honor.
That's exactly what it was
the
too.
Second person.
That's exactly what it was.
And I think like your YouTube videos already, the production quality is amazing, which you mentioned. That's why I jumped into your stream in the first place. You have great production quality, but I'm very excited to see where you go with this stuff. And again, thank you. And I'm very, very honored to be on your YouTube channel.
And if you want, to, I mean, so picture, I'm basically trying to rip off at different points, like we'll see how good I get at like Hot Ones, right?
I knew you were gonna say that.
Right? I love Hot Ones. Okay. So eventually when I have more time and I can put more effort and money into it, like I want really awesome questions and stuff. I did my best, but so at the end, of course, I wanted you to pitch yourself a little bit if you want. If you don't, you can just say, come see me, see you later. But I guess technically you've kind of already done that throughout. You've said your projects and things you're working on, but do you want to pitch your stream at the end?
Yeah. Is this the point I would look at the camera?
Oh yeah, do it. Yes.
Okay.
I won't be the only one.
Right. Well, I am KnightRiderJade, as you have learned from this hour-long video, but I am KnightRiderJade on Twitch and on TikTok.
With a K. Night with a K.
Night with a K, yeah. K. Can't really read that very well. But I am a Soulsborne streamer who also does multiplayer Mondays, where I stream multiplayer games with the community. I am always taking suggestions on those if you are to join my stream and hang out with us. So check me out. And also I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I almost forgot what days I stream.
And Jade's schedule and all of her links will be in the description below, including any other socials that I ask her to send me right after this, just to make sure that I cover all the bases. Thanks, Jade. I really, really, really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
No, but seriously, we're pretty much gonna cut here, so it's okay. But on a personal note, that's not in the video. Thank you so much for taking the time away from your beautiful children. And by the way, I almost played the throw up clip tonight because I liked that one a lot.